Hey guys, so today I'm going to review the Finding Nemo game. Now this is one of the games that I played constantly as a kid, right next to the Incredibles game and the Spider-Man 2002 Raimi game. So I'm going to talk about some positives because I think this is pretty underrated. The visuals, I still think they hold up. There's a lot of color and the atmosphere is pretty good. I do have some nitpicks, but we'll get to that later. The voice acting is pretty good. Marlon kind of sounds different from his movie counterpart. And I like that they add some scenes they kind of fix from the movie. It could be funny and, you know, very creative. So I did say color. The levels, a lot of them are pretty fun. A lot of bonus levels too. I like the bonus levels. Picking up colored rocks, dropping them on platforms, and jumping on certain things to turn them the color that they're, when you jump on them they change color. I really like that. Also the shells to collect, and you get to dart into crabs when you put a bubble around them. Also the bubble rings are pretty fun to go through. So I did say I have some nitpicks, so here they are. There are some levels that are just infuriating to get through. Now, as much good there is in this game, there's also a lot of bad. So, I have to get this out. The worst level, in my opinion, is Minefield, where you control Dory and you have to follow Bruce to their hideout. It is, what is really hard is like when you get to the bombs. There's this current that drives you towards the bombs and it slows you down. It takes away from the speed ring. Also, there are these challenges that you have to complete in order to progress. The puzzles are atrocious and frustrating to get through. Every time you try to match the piece, you have to get the other piece to match up with that piece. And in order to do that, you have to unmatch the piece that you already matched just to match that other piece. It is just long, annoying, and just, like I said, infuriating. I got stuck on the same level because of those darn puzzles. Also, sometimes they don't tell you what to do. They don't give you a hint. Like the sign that showed these sculptures you have in the level Mount Wanahakalugi. You have to use these statues as some kind of like password in order to shut off the fiery bubbles. And I didn't know that I was supposed to turn the sign around in order to get the code. But like, they ought to put a hint out there saying, hey, this is what you need to do. Also, without the puzzles, the levels can be pretty hard. Like the level before the last one, the treatment plant. Oh gosh, that was a really hard level. Also, they would put cutscenes that were inaccurate. Like, after you escape the whale, instead of putting the clip where they escape the whale, they put the clip where they exit the current, the EAC. And I'm like, what the heck is this cutscene doing here? That should have been at the end where they got out of the EAC, because there's a level. So, very confusing. Probably weren't thinking. They probably just put it wherever they wanted. Also, the final level is kind of boring and uninteresting. It's a really bad way to go out. It doesn't feel climactic. It's supposed to be the grand finale, but this level is kind of boring and kind of a letdown. All you have to do is swim to the side of the net and signal Dory to get back into the net and move on to the next layer of fish in order to tell him to swim down. That's so boring and just a disappointment to end the game. Like, you're supposed to end on a great cliffhanger. Like, this is the grand finale. You're supposed to make it the best level and end it on a high note. Now, I do have a problem with the Incredibles game. This is the same problem that I have with this game. That the last level is completely boring and devoid of any climactic build-up whatsoever. But guys, despite all that, I still really enjoy the Finding Nemo game. It still holds up. I think I probably like it a little better than the Incredibles game. Is it the best one? No. It definitely has some flaws, but you know what? It's a pretty good game, and I highly recommend it. So there are one thing that I would like to say. There are these bonus levels that, and I will say this, the bonus level for the last level is way better than the level itself. And, you know, I have a lot of fun playing those bonus levels and, you know, trying to win the stars to complete the challenges. It's still really fun. It's like, kind of like in those SpongeBob games where they give you an extra challenge, and if you complete it, you win either a golden spatula or a Goofy Goober token. But anyway, definitely check out this game if you have it in your sight at a local flea market or GameStop. Well, I mean, let's be honest, GameStop won't sell this because they quit selling PS2 games. But anyway, I will see you guys later. I hope that you have a good night. Enjoy the game.